times that I was broke. I feel like a 9/11 folks. Matte black, liquor clean. Dead president and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Patience than a penny hope.
I don't do that.
Coach from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over. And right away, he lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Green, 39!
Following the fumble recovery. Fry under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney. In from his linebacker's spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. To throw on 2nd down. Fry. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you did? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Off play action. Fry. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
He's going to fire one deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Oh, up and over. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now out comes Houston. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Watson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Watson. Looking for the end zone. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Jabal Sheard in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And it's an early lead there for the Saints. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, there's what we call an even front or an odd front. And an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play,
that's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 43 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
No, check, Patriot!
They hand off to their big tight end. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now out comes Houston. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. On first down, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Fighting to stay upright. Going deep for Hopkins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple seconds extra, please.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Here's Watson. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fry. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Gun! Detroit! Gun!
On 3rd down, Fry. And he connects with Ebron. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. Off the play fake. Fry. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56.
Operating from the gun. Fry. This will be caught at about the 5. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
They'll try to run with Hines. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Nyheim Hines with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Now Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Play action for Miller. Now Watson sliding out of the pocket. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield. He had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Watson now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Breanne Body Calhoun. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And now out comes Houston. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Richmond.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 23 yards on the play.
Richmond. Hey. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
On 1st down, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. He's letting this one go for... That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing to start the drive. Fry. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete here. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Here we go now. Blue, 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit!
Off play action. Fry. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They begin with a run by Miller. Oh, eluding the tackle. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw, Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long. They've kept him under wraps, and on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Come back, come back.
They're going for it. It's Watson. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They run with Hines. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
To throw on 2nd down. Fry. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Steven Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Houston. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. 56 yards. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Now he's flushed out right. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Throwing to start the drive. Fry. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fry. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
To throw on 3rd down. Fry. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Big Al Woods there to make the tackle. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun. Fry. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Watson on 1st down. Dumps it complete to Miller. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
This one caught over the middle by Burnett. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their...
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Jabal Sheard in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, Watson. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Gone.
On 1st and 10, Fry. Caught left side, Williams. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. On 3rd down, Fry. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
On 1st down, Fry. forced out to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Richmond.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Trent Murphy in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Richmond.
Back to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
Black got it out, Billy.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. And that is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And another timeout taken by the Colts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Come back.
Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Burnett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
One last throw here for Watson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones you focus on, and that last play was one of them. The last their victory.